back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back, one. Welcome back. Today we have more troubling news coming out from the market. A lot of uncertainty grown as a result of ongoing fear of the U.S. entering a recession. Recently, we have learned that the Federal Reserve is committed to raise up another big interest rate in September here. So that could possibly be another 75 basis point, which everyone has been talking about due to a strong job report in the month of July. And just recently, Fed Kashkari just stated that there is no guarantee that the U.S. won't enter a recession because there is still a possibly high chance of the U.S. entering a recession when we increase tighter monetary policy into the U.S. economy. So this is what he has said. In the past effort, we have tried to bring down inflation, and we have ended up tipping the economy into a recession. It is still unclear if the Federal Reserve can avoid that outcome in this cycle, said Minneapolis Fed President Yuan Kashkari on Thursday. He just issued a dire warning for the American people, for the American investor, for foreign investor in the U.S. economy. He said, so the question right now, can we bring inflation down without triggering a recession? And my answer to that question is, I do not know. There's no guarantee that the U.S. won't enter a recession. This is a dire warning coming out from Federal Reserve Kashkari, and he has issued this dire warning for people to prepare for this sentiment because it could happen in a matter of seconds. He said he didn't think the economy was in a recession right now, but it is clear that the Fed has more work to do in raising interest rate to bring inflation down. And he did point out two more statistical factors that we have been talking about. The labor market remained very strong. Wages are rising, and so a lot of other fundamentals. This means the Fed could possibly do more than what we could have. And also, let's look from here. Earlier Thursday, St. Louis Fed President James Bullard told the Wall Street Journal he is leaning toward supporting another 75 basis point rate in September. This is serious, folks. So tighter monetary policy is coming along, and this assumption is filling up right now. Let's look more. People have been talking about the U.S. economy is still sluggish. Leading indicator fall for fifth month here. So let's look for more detail coming up from the market. As of right now, we have learned that the U.S. leading index fell by 0.4% in July to mark the fifth decline in a row, reflecting a slowdown in the economy tied to rising interest rate and pessimism among consumers. So a lot of factors are being taken into play, but right now, things are not looking good. So let's look at a poll that was done by economics by the Wall Street Journal, have forecast a 0.5% decline. And this is just a bigger picture. The U.S. economy appeared to sputter in the spring and early summer, but lately it has shown more resilient. Employment surge in July, which was extraordinary. We did beat economics forecast and surprised them tremendously. And right now, the rate of layoff has leveled off after a sharp uptick in the spring. Layoff is continuing, and we are preparing for this psychology. And many employees are now worried of being the next person in line to be laid off by their employer. So a lot of metrics are coming out, and we continue to see this. Wall Street set for losses and more data highlight global woe. So recession concern within the United States is possibly a high chance, and there's no guarantee that the Federal Reserve won't tip the U.S. economy into a recession. Let's learn about European stock even fell on Friday, and German government bond yield hit multi-week high after German producer price saw the biggest rise on record. So we have seen Asian stock has struggled to find direction. China, they cut their interest rate after disappointment result coming out from their economics. They did cut key lending rate in an attempt to revive demand, and the data showed the economy unexpectedly slowed in July amid a zero-COVID policy and property crisis. So the property crisis is still ongoing. They did not bail out the property management, so there's still a lot of pessimism within the Chinese economy here. Let's look more. We are now learning from many CFOs, chief financial officer, from many well-known corporation are now saying, hey guys, inflation is still a price hike, and we possibly could increase our price too. And as a result, consumers are now paying more than what they have to due to ongoing rate. So inflation is up. Here is a chart that we have from them. So they did a survey and asked all these companies, has your company increased the price of product in the past 6 months? And we have seen the majority say yes, 53% say yes, and only 47% say, 17% say no, and 25% say no, but plan to do this year. So we see nearly a majority say, hey guys, we just increased our price. And right now, this is just the beginning. And we are seeing the trend, growing trends of more rate hike from these employers. So inflation has actually hurt the American people, and we are seeing this. And also, this is just a big warning sign for us to be worrying about. Okay, let's talk about this. Most executives don't see a recession. Well, they never see a recession because they have billion and billion of dollars in their reserve. They have million and million of dollars of asset in their reserve, so there's no possibly a way for them to enter a recession. Even though they did decide to freeze hiring and even cut jobs, even though they say, hey guys, we are not in a recession, isn't that contradictory? Well, it is to the point by saying, hey, we are not in a recession, but we are going to freeze hiring and cut jobs anyway. So this is just a beginning, folks, and this study was done surveying more than 722 U.S. executives, found that 30% say a recession poses a serious risk to their company, and 83% say they are focusing their business strategy on growth despite the growing threat of economic headwind. While the majority of these companies made ton of money during 2020, 2021, and so they have built up their reserve to survive another a possibility of a recession for a couple while now. So that's why we are seeing this very great announcement from them. 83% say, we don't care about recession. So there's still a lot of pessimism within the U.S. economy. And just last but not least, China yuan tumbled to 3-month low as its economy struggled. We have seen that. China did impose their zero COVID policy, actually hurt the U.S. economy, causing the yuan to drop to a 3-month low. And right now, more Chinese investors are jumping to the U.S. dollar, and they are selling up the Chinese yuan as a result of this. China economy is coming under major pressure. The country dealing with a property crisis and a strict zero COVID policy. We have learned about this. It's just an economic woe in China right now, and things are just getting worse. As the devaluing of the currency could cause their GDP to crash significantly. Let's look more. So this is just what we are seeing. We have seen trade have been limited, set by the China Central Bank, fell to just shy of 6.8%. So let's look more. China yuan hit 2-year low as recession fear. This is just another possibility. And we have seen China reiterate recession concern, especially from the global economy here. So there's just the beginning of something terrible is going to happen. More stuff coming out. Okay, folks. Those in a Facebook contractor lost their job after an algorithm randomly chose them to be fired. It is so weird, folks. It's just so weird. There's no metric or no method to evaluate whether or not they should cut certain position. But however, they say, okay, we're going to give this to an algorithm, and it will randomly choose random people to be fired. This is just the beginning. Okay, we have seen Silicon Valley look to cut back. This is just the beginning. Meta have been employing this, and we have seen Apple, we have seen Google, we have seen many other tech companies such as Groupon, Peloton. So this is just the beginning, and recession concern are mounting, folks. There's no possibly a good way to explain or to refute the idea that the U.S. won't enter a recession. And then, what are my thoughts with the U.S. economy? As of now, things are very uncertain as fear of another 75 basic point hike by the Fed in the coming month here in during the month of September. So they are still looking very bad after China cut their interest rate. So they are signaling a global economic slowdown, and we are preparing for this. And as of right, we are going to be very cautious and to provide you with more update as we could. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.